Hey friends, it's Tracy. Let's make another door hanger. Now I'm starting with a 15-inch wood round. Now this one is like a quarter-inch thick, so a little bit thicker, and I got it over at burrowwood.com. That is where I've been buying my wood rounds from and love them so much. So what I did, guys, is I painted it a coat of chalk paint in the color plaster, and that's a Waverly brand that I get from Walmart. And so then I take my 3/4 inch flat brush and just make a stripe pattern around around the edges just to make a border. Then I also go back and I paint the edge of the wood round with black, to give it a finished look. Okay, so then now I'm going to make my faux plaid pattern that I like to do. I have been sharing this when I am doing my door hangers like this. I have a couple of other videos of door hangers and plaid patterns that I have done. So what I do is I take my fan brush and I put about, some granite gray paint on about half of the fan brush. And then I just go down and then I go across, to make that plaid pattern. If I get any of the gray on the black, I just go back and touch that up as I need to. Okay, so then now I want to add some shading and I just take my 1/2 inch flat paintbrush and some brown paint, and that brown paint color is milk chocolate. That is the one that I'm using. I also have some clean water in that plastic cup. And what I do to shade is load my brush with half paint, and then I dip the other half in clean water. I blend there on the paper towel, and then I just go on the underside of the painted things and or painted, things that I have, and then just shade that. I also add some shading around the circle and in between where I like that look. Okay, so then now once that is dry, what I'm going to do is actually work on the welcome to our home part of this door hanger. I had previously shared that I worked with Cricut to showcase their Cricut stencil, and I am a painter and I can hand letter, but the Cricut makes it very easy to find images that they already have in their Cricut Access program. You can use their templates, you can design it the way that you like it. Since I was showcasing the Cricut stencil in this particular project, that's what I did. And so the difference in the Cricut stencil and the vinyl, just cutting out a vinyl word, is because it's more painted, it's more smooth, it's more crisp. And if it just really depends on what look you as the creator like. But I will link to that video if you would like to see it in slow motion from start to finish, how I painted the welcome to our home and, stenciled it, painted on to my door hanger. Again, I shared how I cut out this word welcome as well as to our home in the video showcasing that in the Cricut video. All right, so then now I have all of that painted and everything is dry. So then now I just have my little stylus that I got from the Dollar Tree and just going in and putting in some of the turquoise paint in between the different stripes just to give it some, character and definition. Then I'll go back and take my 1/4 of an inch flat paintbrush and just go around and making a border. I'm kind of like making a squiggle kind of thing because, it's not really perfect because none of my painted projects are perfect. So I'm just going around and just making just a border around that just to kind of separate the stripes from the rest of the background. And this is how the door hanger looks so far. All right, I'm going to cook it up a notch just by adding some white paint. I think that it just really kind of brings out the lettering of the welcome as well as to my home or to our home. And then I'll also add some of it around the black striping just to give it a more definition and just really make it pop. I just kind of think that. And so again, I'm just using a small probably 1/4 inch flat paintbrush, and I dip half of my brush in paint, the other half in clean water. I blend on a paper towel, and then I just go and just add some shading or white shading to these letters, and then I'll go around to the outside of the striping and just add some of that as well. And then what I'll do then is add some paint splattering. I love to paint splatter my projects, and I do that by using a stiff brush and a stick, and just run the bristles, the stick over the bristles toward my body where it projects onto my project. I do black first, and then I go back over it and do white. I do varnish or seal all of my painted projects. This is the one that I use, and you can find it in my Amazon storefront, which is in my link tree in the description of this video. Now I'm going to work on my bow. So I have these 3 ribbons. They're just 1.5 inch ribbons. This black with the gingham on the edges came from Walmart at Christmas time. And so I'm going to make a 4-inch loop and probably about a 5 or 6 inch tail. I pinch it in the middle, and then I twist it, and then make another 4-inch loop and a 5 to 6 inch tail. And the reason I twist it is to bring the right side of the ribbon on top. So then I'm just going to cut that off and just kind of pinch it together, so then I can make my next layer. So then the next layer will be the burlap with the black gingham on the edges, and then I'm just going to make that a little bit smaller because that black with the gingham on the edges was my largest loop. So these are about 3.75 or 3 3 3/4. And so I'm just kind of measuring that out and then figuring out where I want to pinch it in the middle. I'm going to do the same thing by twisting, making another loop the same size, and as well as the tail. And then I'm just going to layer that on to the black one. The top layer is my turquoise color, and that one came from Sam's Club. I think the burlap with the black and white gingham came from Hobby Lobby during Christmas. And so I like to find ribbons all different throughout all of the seasons, and all of that stuff. And so the goal to make this bow is just to layer 3 ribbons just a little bit shorter right on top. And so that turquoise is going to be like the main focus of my ribbon bow. And so I'm just making that probably about a 3-inch loop. I just make sure that my loops are the same as well as my tails. And then I just twist it so that it kind of makes the right side of the ribbon come on top. All right, so then what I do is layer them all together, and then I get a zip tie, and then I just zip tie all of those, together so that they're tight. Then I will dovetail or make a V-cut in each end of the ribbons just to finish it off. Okay, now I'm going to make my swag, and so I pulled out all of these beautiful florals from the greenery and the flowers came from Hobby Lobby, and the lamb's ear came from Walmart. And so what I do is I just cut them apart and then just layer kind of lay them out, one side and then the other side going. And so then depending on, I'll kind of like just layer them on top just like that, and then just kind of figuring out how they're going to look very nice. Now I kind of struggle with this a little bit, I'll be honest with you. I think I did zip tie these, and then I wired it on, and then I wired it onto the door hanger. This was one of the very first ones that I did, and since then I would recommend getting some, staples or electric staple gun, or in your staple or stapler. I think you can get one like at Home Depot or Lowe's, maybe off of Amazon, and staple these swags onto your door hanger. I would not recommend wiring it on. I don't know. I just kind of took the long way around. So I want to be honest with you guys just to share, kind of what works for me. And then also things that I do that I really wouldn't do again. So since then, I made a fall door hanger that I stapled my swag onto the door hanger, and that worked much better. So that's what I would recommend. For a hanger at the top, I'm just using my Chica electric drill and just drilling 2 small holes there at the top. And then I'm going to attach my swag there at the top. And what I did is I drilled 2 small holes on there. And I don't know, like I said, this was my first door hanger that I did. And so I'm just kind of sharing something that did not work for me. I wired on the swag. Everything was stable, but I took the scenic route. I took stapling it to the board. Just make sure that your staples are not too long where they won't go through the back of the board. But that just was so much simpler. And I wasted a lot of time just trying to get this wire on there and just, attaching everything together. In the end, everything worked out. It's just that this process took so much longer. So I just want to kind of share with you, my community, to share my what I did, and next time when I make door hangers, what I do differently. Okay, so I attach the bow to the middle of the swag, and then to kind of, mask the middle of the, where the ribbon, my wire was, I just put a little bit of Excelsior, so I'm just gluing that on there. I made a raffia bow, just gluing all of that down, and then just trim the ends of my raffia so they are not too long. For a hanger, I have this flexible wire. I think I got this at the 99-cent store, and I'll just thread it on to the door hanger, just looping it around the front so that it is secure. So to recap, I was showcasing the Cricut stencil of how you can create beautiful words and door hangers for your maybe small handmade business or for your home. All right, guys, thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate you all. Check out these extra videos that I have here. Click on my picture to subscribe to my channel, and we can become great friends. See you in the next video. God bless and have a wonderful day.